Hello, good evening, and welcome today once more. This is Sports Central on EzeSportsTV, and I remain your anchor, Kester. And I have with me Emmanuel here and Harrison. It's all about today's second semi-final, FA Cup semi-final between Manchester United and Chelsea, and we are going to be looking at the upcoming match. Emmanuel, Manchester United against Chelsea. How do you look at this game in general?
Interesting
Game. These teams that have met 3 times this season. Manchester United won all the games 2 times in the Premiership, and of course, once in the League Cup. Do you think it's going to repeat itself today?
Well, according to stats, and as you know, I always try to give stats in this interview. This will be the first time since 2011 that Manchester United and Chelsea will meet 4 times, and Manchester United actually beat the Blues on those 4 occasions. So we are trying to see if that feat would not play out again today, but if it does, then it is.
Harrison, it's Manchester United against Chelsea, second FA Cup semi-final right here at Wembley. It's been a very long season for these 2 teams following the breakout of COVID-19, and we have seen them met 3 times this season. Manchester United winning all the games. Today again they are meeting. Who do you think is taking the day?
It's a very dicey one, but of course Manchester United has been the team on fire since the restart of the games. And it's really a hard one to call. But if you're going by how football works, just like you said, Chelsea have lost 3 times to Manchester United this season, and Chelsea is not that a smaller club. Yeah, if it happens once, if you can call it a fluke, or maybe just twice, but it has happened 3 times. I don't see Chelsea allowing that to happen for the 4th time, but the onion is on Manchester United to win because they're really in a very good position right now. They're playing so well, they're winning games, but I don't think Chelsea will let it happen that easily. Even if Manchester United is going to win today, they will suffer to win Chelsea. I see Chelsea coming out, and if you notice, Lampard has, understood his team to an extent, because I think since the restart he was having this. That's what I call it. I think he's been sentimental with his English selection, but since he brought Giroud back into the side, Chelsea has been really strong going forward. So I really see Chelsea giving them a fight today.
You said we saw the first semi-final yesterday between Manchester City and Arsenal, and of course everybody expected it to go the way of Manchester City, the defending champion, but it didn't happen. They met twice this season. Yes, Manchester United won all, but Arsenal came back and turned it around in the semi-final of FA Cup. And you are saying you are expecting it to be the same today for Chelsea and Manchester United?
Yeah, I expect it to be the same because, just like you pointed out, Manchester City has met Arsenal, I think 3 times this season, and they won all except last night, and nobody saw it coming, even though the players and the coach believed. But we, the spectators, maybe just 1% of us believe that it's possible. The rest 99% never saw it coming. So the same thing. That's the same way I'm looking at it tonight. I don't think it's going to be an easy one for Manchester United. Chelsea is going to really fight. Though the best is going to take the night. It's not about how well you fought. If you look at last night, Manchester City had the possession, they had all the balls, Arsenal did the business. So it's not about who played better tonight, it's about who wins the game. But I see Chelsea putting up a real fight against Manchester United.
So Emmanuel, when it comes to selection today, what are you expecting from the coaches? These are the club legends. Manchester United being coached by one of their own, Legend of Solskjaer. And of course, the same with Chelsea. These are the people that understand this club very well. The pride is there to fight for and everything. So what do you think is going to look like in terms of selection today?
Well, in terms of selection, I see Willian starting. I see Giroud also starting, and I see Pulisic too starting. I see Kovacic, Mason Mount, and maybe Jorginho, to be in the midfield. But if you ask me in the game in itself, well, I don't expect it to be a ride, because I expect the Chelsea team and the Man U team to come out all guns blazing. I see it to be an entertaining game. So, well, I don't expect United to win, okay, because this match is really going to be very, very, very interesting, and for whichever teams that win, then fine. But to me, the first things first is it will be interesting. It will go down the wire. Like, man, I'm just expecting excitement all the way.
You mentioned those players you're expecting to see in Chelsea lineup. What about Manchester United? Remember that these two teams, they are still there in the fight for top four. And do you think any of them will want to rest some players? Like Manchester United, they have big games coming. Chelsea the same, because they need to make sure they cement the place in the top four. Who are you expecting to see in the Manchester United lineup today? Are you thinking they are going to go all out with their strongest squad, or do you expect any changes in the selections?
Well, I don't really expect too much of a change, because any good coach will take a game as it comes. You take it one step at a time. So for me, I would for Manchester United, I would be expecting the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Martial. In the midfield, I should be expecting Paul. I should be expecting Fred. That is, if he starts, and then others. But there's a quick start I need to educate us on. Since January, Bruno, Martial, and then the other guy has scored 62 goals amongst them. That is incredible. So, if there's any team the Blues would look out for, is the attack line of United. It is going to be really, really interesting, honestly.
This is an opportunity for these teams to have a look at a trophy this season. It has been a very long season for the two of them, as I mentioned earlier. They have had their struggles, and this Manchester United and the Chelsea team, in the semi-final of FA Cup. And then I have one eye at the trophy, and of course hoping to face Arsenal in the final. How do you judge the season so far for these teams?
Well, I think for Manchester United, from the beginning of the season, everybody expected them to do better than they're doing right now. They kind of picked up so late. The team with that is actually a surprise to everybody is Chelsea, because when the season came up, Chelsea having Lampard, was not being able to sign players. Nobody saw them, being in the top four fight, in the first place. So I think Chelsea has done so well, even though at some point you feel like Lampard has really got it going. He should have kept it like that. So why flick? Why start changing things? You don't have a team yet. You're still trying to build. When you have a winning team, when you have a winning formula, you should maintain it. But Lampard, sometimes was relaxing like a Jordan Klopp would have, or a Pep Guardiola would have. When you're not a Pep Guardiola or a Jordan Klopp, you don't have the kind of squad they have. He made his mistakes, but so far so good. He's done better than Manchester United. Even though since January till now, Manchester United has been the best team so far in the Premier League, but the season didn't just start in January. It started from last year, August. And overall, Chelsea has done better than Manchester United. So I see tonight as also, it's this rivalry between Chelsea and Manchester United. Regardless of the competition, whether it's an FA Cup or the League Cup, the two teams are going to come out strong. And everybody wants to win a trophy at the end of the day. So I see Chelsea coming out with their full squad. I see Manchester United coming out with their full squad.
Of course, Manchester United, they are still there in the Europa League. It's another opportunity for them to also clinch a trophy. And then you're saying they have not really done very well, but the season seems to be ending well for them. They still have a chance to make it in the top four. This is FA Cup semi-finals. Of course, the Europa League is still there. I mean, you can still say the same for Chelsea. They have a second leg, Champions League match coming up against Bayern, even though it's a tough one for them to overturn a 3-goal deficit. But they are still there in the competition, right there in the top four, and of course, FA Cup semi-final to play. These teams, you're saying they have not really done too bad this season.
Yeah, but I understand what the angle you're coming from. But then the thing is, so far, this is an FA Cup. Manchester United would want to equal Arsenal. Arsenal yesterday got a record of, I think, 21 FA Cup finals, No one has that. If Manchester United should beat Chelsea today, they will equal that same number. And I think Man U would want to. Arsenal has won the FA Cup more than them. After Arsenal, I think the next successful club in the FA Cup is Manchester United. They want to push Arsenal toe to toe. The rivalry thing will always be there. But just like I pointed out earlier, in as much as I said this is going to be a tight game, that like I say in football, anything can happen. It can end up the match can end up being a trash. One team can wake up and trash the other. It could be Chelsea's turn tonight, just like Manchester United trashed them some months ago. So I really it's a confusing match, to be honest. I don't know who to say this person stands a better chance or that person doesn't stand a better chance. I really think it's an open game.
This is a game we are waiting for, a very tough one indeed. Emmanuel, who are you going for in this game? Your predictions?
Prediction 3-1 in favor of Chelsea. 3-1 in favor of Chelsea.
Harrison, what's the prediction for today's game?
My prediction, the game is Manchester United's games to lose. But I really want to see a London derby at the FA Cup final. So I'll be going for Chelsea. A 1-0 victory for Chelsea is going to be a tight one. That's my prediction.
Keep staying with us on this show. It's still Sports Center on EzeSportsTV, and of course we are going to be getting fans' reaction after the game. It is Manchester United against Chelsea right there on Wembley in the second